MK Ultra. Either you've heard of it or you haven't. And if you've heard of it, you're going to say, doesn't everybody know this? And if you haven't heard of it, you're going to say, what the hell are you talking about? Is this one of those tinfoil hat crazy things again? Tinfoil hat? No, it's aluminum. We haven't worn tin in years. Is it crazy? You tell me. Because the hidden truth of MK Ultra is fascinating. Sci-fi espionage nightmare that America can't ignore. So listen up. This isn't some crazy tinfoil hat rant. I love that tinfoil hat. I don't even know why I'm saying that. This is the real deal. This is it. Straight from the shadows of history to the dystopian nightmare. I love saying dystopian nightmare that we're living in right now. The CIA's MK Ultra program isn't just some dusty Cold War crazy relic. It's a blueprint for mind control. And if you think it's gone away, you're not paying attention. It's been weaponized against us today, and if you don't wake up and if you don't pay attention, you'll be the next drone in the globalist machine. You know what I'm saying? Now let's peel back the curtain on this, dare I say, sci-fi espionage, but true conspiracy. 2 or more people in a kind of a nefarious confederation. And what I'm telling you will make your blood run cold. They don't want you to know this. But I'm risking it all right now to get the truth out because America needs to know. So let's start at the beginning. MK Ultra, mind control. Should have been MC Ultra, I know. It was kicked off in 1953 under CIA Director Allen Dulles, a demented man who probably had more to do with the Kennedy assassination than anybody you've ever heard of. But he would do anything to keep America safe from the Soviets. So the Reds had us spooked, thinking they'd cracked the code on brainwashing, turning soldiers into obedient puppets with a snap of their fingers. So the CIA said, well, we'll do it one better. So they launched MK Ultra, which was a covert program to master mind control. They didn't care who got hurt. They wanted truth serums and behavioral manipulation and total domination of the human psyche, okay? This wasn't about defense. It was about control, pure and simple. Plus, if they could think of it, they would do it. And the methods they used, straight out of a sci-fi horror flick. They dosed unwitting Americans with LSD, zapped them with electroshock, and then subjected them to every kind of sensory deprivation you can imagine, hypnosis and psychological torture. They'd lock people in isolation chambers, blast them with verbal abuse, and even use, I can't say that R word, but as a weapon to break their minds. That's right, sexual assault. And the goal was to shatter consciousness so they could rebuild it from scratch, turn you into a blank slate, a tabula rasa, so to speak. And turned that into something that was malleable and programmable per their orders. People died, folks. Some jumped out of windows, others had their lives ruined, and the CIA didn't bat an eye. No one was ever charged because the deep state protects its own. Sidney Gottlieb, remember that name. Sidney Gottlieb, the mastermind behind MKUltra, was a real-life doctor. Well, I don't want to use the Mengele, the labels. It's been used sometimes. I was thinking about this. Maybe in terms of psychological, yeah, but what he did, he was in a league of his own. But you get the idea. This guy ran the show, and he was as twisted as they come. He dosed his own colleagues without telling them, just to see what happened. They didn't know about the drugs like we know now. He tested exotic drugs on prisoners and mental patients, even random bar patrons, anyone they could get their hands on. Gottlieb's dream was to create a Manchurian Candidate. Sound familiar? A perfect assassin who'd kill on command and forget they ever did it. Look no further than Mark David Chapman. Look no further than Jack Ruby. Look no further than Sirhan Sirhan. See, if you bring this up now, of course, let me just warn you, Don't be careful who you tell this to, whom you tell this to, because the first time you do it, they're going to say you're crazy. You see, the CIA, these guys wanted to implant new minds, erase memories, and turn humans into programmable robots. And don't think this was a failure. CIA documents from 1963 admit MKUltra's overseas arm, MK Delta, made, quote, advances in interrogation theory. What the hell does that mean? What do you think? They got results, and they kept going. By the 1970s, the public got a whiff of this nightmare, and most of MKUltra's records were destroyed. In 1973, convenient, right? Convenient. But enough leaked out to spark outrage. The Church Committee hearings in 1975, remember that one with the famous heart attack gun? They exposed the program, revealed how the CIA violated every ethical boundary known to mankind. They experimented on thousands, often without consent, in a quest for total control. But here's the kicker. They never stopped. They just got smarter. They moved operations offshore, rebranded, and went deeper underground. Programs like Monarch, a supposed continuation of MKUltra, allegedly used trauma-based mind control to create alters, A-L-T-E-R-S, a split personality type that could be triggered for espionage or worse. Some say it's still happening, hidden in black sites far from prying eyes. Who's looking anyway? Now let's fast forward to 2025. You think MKUltra is just history, right? Well, think again. The tech they dreamed of in the 50s is here, and it's worse than you can imagine. We're talking neural implants, AI-driven surveillance, and 5G networks that can beam signals straight into your noggin. That means brain, by the way. The global elites, those same bankers and tech moguls and the usual suspects and globalist ghouls and shadow government types who've been pulling the strings since the New World Order took shape, they've weaponized MKUltra's legacy. See, they don't need LSD anymore. No, that's sloppy. They've got algorithms that can predict your every move, manipulate your thoughts, and turn you into a compliant little sheep without you even noticing. Look at social media. It's a mind control lab on steroids. Platforms like, well, you can imagine, are flooded with bots and AI that can shop and people and shape narratives, push fear, keep you hooked on dopamine hits. They track your every click, map your psyche to exploit your weaknesses. That's MKUltra 2.0, behavioral modification through digital hypnosis. You heard me. And don't get me started on neurotech. Companies like Neuralink are planting chips in brains, claiming it's for, quote, medical purposes. Yeah, right. They're building a backdoor to your mind. Think about that. A virus for your mind, not your PC, your mind. Why? So they can upload commands or erase your free will. This isn't sci-fi. Listen to me. It's happening now. The World Economic Forum's already talking about brain transparency. What does that mean? They want to read your thoughts and control them. Then there's the surveillance state. Microphones in your smart devices. You know about that. Cameras on every corner and facial recognition that tracks you 24/7. Have you ever been thinking about something? Just thinking about something, and all of a sudden ads or something show up for that. How did that happen? Did you ever think about somebody and all of a sudden they show up in your rotation? Back in the 90s, I was laughed at for saying that they were putting mics and streetlights in Austin. Or mics in your phones, or not your phones, your laptops. Or, and Alex Jones even talked about this, microphones in your cable boxes. But guess what? We were right. They called them gunshot detectors in Austin. Remember that? They had them here in New York. It was supposedly to figure out, let's see if we can triangulate gunshots. But they were listening to everything. Now your phone's a spy, your TV's a spy, your fridge. Anything that is green or smart is dumb, is bad. They're collecting data to build psychological profiles so they can nudge you into compliance. Or worse, flip a switch and make you a puppet. You think I'm kidding? Go ahead. Laugh at your own peril. This is MKUltra's endgame, a world where free thought is extinct And we're all slaves to this technocratic hive mind. And who's behind it? Oh, this is very interesting. Who? The same cabal that's always been there. The CIA never went away. They just partnered with big tech and globalist billionaires to create a panopticon prison planet. 24/7 real-time worldview. They're using MKUltra tactics to control entire populations, not just individuals. Look at the COVID era. Lockdowns, fear campaigns, and vaccine mandates weren't about health. They were about conditioning you to obey. It was a beta test. They tested how far they could push. And most of us, most of you, most of the world rolled over. You didn't know better. They freaked you out. Was this a Spanish flu where people were going to be dropping dead? You didn't know. Don't get tough on yourself. You didn't know. And that's straight out of Gottlieb's playbook. Break the spirit, then rebuild it to serve the state. Look, America, this is the real threat. Not AI, not war, but a world where your imagination and free thought are erased. They want to turn you into a cyborg drone, marching to their orders, marching to their commands while you think you're free. They're already doing it. Look at the kids glued to screens, unable to think critically, or the adults who parrot whatever the algorithm feeds them. And look at kids with all their psych medications. We're one step away from a full-on matrix where they jack into your brain, rewrite your rewrite your reality, but we can fight back. First, I'm going to say something and you're going to laugh. Ditch the smart devices. Go analog whenever you can. Second, question everything. Don't trust the mainstream media or big tech. They're in on it. They're in on it together. And third, protect your mind. Read books. Think deeply. Critically think. Critical analysis. Issue analysis. And talk to real people, not bots. And finally, spread the word. Share this truth on X, on the streets, anywhere you can. The globalists thrive on our silence, but they crumble when we shine a light on their schemes. MKUltra isn't history. It's the blueprint for our future if we don't act and act now. They've got the tech, the will, and the power to turn us into soulless automatons. This is not an exaggeration, but we've got something they'll never have. It's called the human spirit. So rise up, America. Rise up before it's too late. They can't control us if we refuse to be controlled. This is our last stand. Don't let them win. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I know that happens. It's a natural instinct for you to think I'm exaggerating. Because if I'm exaggerating, then what I'm saying isn't true, and you don't have to be as scared as I think you are. Well, be afraid. Be very afraid. So do yourself a great and a wonderful favor. Okay? Very, very simple. Follow me here. Subscribe to my channel at Lionel. What is it? Say it. Lionel Nation. 80-something% of the people who watch me don't even subscribe. So listen right now. Follow what I'm saying. Do what I'm saying. And think. And please, whatever you do, don't think I'm exaggerating. Don't think I'm just some lunatic. I might be a lunatic, but not because of this. I know what I'm talking about. And you know I know what I'm talking about. Now comment as you see fit.